What's up? It's your boy Qiuntellii, and you are now tuned in to Next Level Podcast.
Welcome to Next Level Podcast. But before we get into this amazing interview, I would like to shout out our team: Skyy, creator and executive producer; Emma J, producer; Jeremy Hart, producer and audio; and Swain, videographer. Now, let's enter the Sky Lounge. Hey, welcome to Next Level Podcast Season 3. I'm your host, Ebony Francis, and we are here in the Sky Lounge with a whole new vibe. First of all, get into it. I feel like I'm on a cloud. It's really giving next level energy. Y'all, we have some celebrities in the building right now. We're going to give you the juice. And today we have Qiuntellii in the Sky Lounge. He's here to talk about some good things. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. Season 3, we're going up. It's going to be a vibe.
For sure. Let's do it.
So before we get into it, I got to play a game with you.
Okay.
It's going to be 3 random questions, rapid fire. You ready?
Okay, let's do it.
All right, who's the last person you text today?
Blake.
Ooh, okay.
Imagine.
What type of cologne you wearing?
YSL.
Ooh, nice. Ladies. Okay, and last one. What's your favorite R&B song?
My song, Open Letter.
Knew you was going to say that.
Song,
And honestly,
sure.
whatever you was going to say, I was going to literally be like, come on. Like,
Qiuntellii for sure.
So we're going to get into those. I really love your song. I saw you recently.
Yes.
And I know that Telly Mafia is super excited. So Telly Mafia, tap in. Everybody that's here, thank y'all so much for joining. And we got Telly in the Sky Lounge.
For sure. Yes.
So we're going to get into it.
Let's do it.
So you started singing like in church.
I did.
I know that.
Yep.
How did you find your voice? Like, how did you know, like, okay, I want to be a singer? I know you were singing in church, but how did you come to terms with, like, I want to be a singer and this is what I want to do with my career?
So music kind of ran in my family. Like my mom was a singer. And my mom was like, she could sing. Like she was nice, like super nice. So when I first started singing, it was shortly after my mom and dad got a divorce. And that would kind of be on Saturdays, we would clean up and she would write songs. And that was kind of like her grieving, you know? Like that's how she kind of grieved the relationship. And this one day, I was like, Mom, let me sing. And she was like, you can't sing. Mom, for real. Like, pass me the mic. So I started singing, and from then, like, I was 6, and she just kind of instilled the confidence in me. Yeah, she instilled the confidence, like, you can do this. And I fell in love with the process of just, like, performing, just the whole entire, just the entire thing when it comes to, like, performing, just the whole artist thing. And we get the ground running. Like, when I first, as soon as she found out I could sing, like, we was gone. So it was just her instilling that confidence in me. And as I would perform more and more, I fell in love with it. And I just knew, like, I want to do this.
And so you're singing in church. When did you realize, like, okay, I want to go R&B? Like, what was your first R&B song? And then I know you had to tell your mom, break it down to her.
I did, yeah. I did. So it was funny because I did Broadway when I was 12. And I played Little Michael Jackson on Berry Gordy for Motown the Musical. So when we was in New York, I was like, Mom, I don't know if I want to do like gospel no more. And then she was like, not right now. Not right now. I'll let you make the decision when you're older. Which I felt like I should have been able to.
The right direction.
Yeah. She gave me the foundation.
Yeah.
I'm super appreciative for it, But if I could go back in time, I would have loved to have been able to be like, okay, we doing this now. Because I feel like I would be farther. Which of course I believe, God don't make no mistakes. Divine timing and things happen when they're supposed to happen. But, if I could go back in time, and I feel like I definitely would have been way farther.
You think so?
For sure. Because
looking at you now, it's like, do you think you would be exactly here? Do you know, like, divine timing is just where it's at?
Divine timing. It's all what ifs. But just the way that my work ethic and just how much get to it I got into me, I have inside of me, just like figure it out. We gonna figure out how to make but going back in time, I definitely would have. I know I would be farther, but things happen for a reason. Yeah. Things happen for a reason. So I'm grateful to God where I'm at, for sure. Grateful, extremely grateful.
Well, that got you on a 4, and I did read that you actually didn't do like Hey, when you hear that sound, that means we're playing a level up challenge.
Okay.
So listen, Telly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna challenge you to 3 different things. Every time you hear this sound, we're gonna do a different challenge.
Okay.
And if you surpass each challenge, one of your Telly Mafia fans is gonna win like a special experience. They're gonna win something with you.
Fire.
All right.
That's fire.
Let's get to our first question.
Okay.
So we're gonna do truth or dare.
Okay. Let's do it. Truth.
All right. So the ladies want to know:
Okay.
is Telly single? And if he is not single, what's Telly's type?
Telly is single.
Telly's
Telly's single for sure. Yeah, I am.
What type of girls do you like? What do you look for in a woman? What type of vibe are you going for? Do you want somebody that's in the music industry or not?
I really don't like women in the music industry. Only because I like music. I'm so just invested into my craft that sometimes I be too into what I have going. So generally, I like to deal with women that kind of can take my mind off of, you know, like let's go do something else. I don't want to talk about what I'm dropping next. So I want to talk about, you feel me? Like I would rather deal with somebody that can, let's do something else. Like let me be, you know, or let's talk about what you got going. You know, because I do like to be, you know, or just I'm courteous, you know. So I'm not a person that's like all about me. Like I like to ask questions about, you know, just what you got going. And I'm an intellect, so
to dinner, baby.
Right. I'm an intellect, so I love conversation. I love deep conversation. Like, so I would rather not deal with someone in the
honestly,
industry.
you might be the way that you're rising. You never know. I feel like everybody's gonna know exactly who you are, but you might find that one that's gonna be like, who?
Yeah.
Please, I don't know who you are. Like, she's the one.
Right. Right.
All right, y'all. So you passed the first one.
Okay.
You passed the first one. So you got 2 more to go. And whenever you hear the next sound, don't forget we're gonna do another challenge. It's gonna get a little harder every time.
Okay. Cool. Let's do it.
So we're gonna get back to these questions. Once again, everybody, welcome to the Next Level Podcast. And we are here, Telly Mafia. I got y'all. So, you did the 4.
I did.
And you were reached out to by somebody from the 4.
Yes, his name was Joshua Hart, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did that experience go? Like, was it like, are you on YouTube doing your videos? Did you get discovered from church?
Instagram, actually. This was around the time, this is like 2016. This is around the time when I first was like, all right, I'm done with gospel.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I got to find a way to get myself out there, you know, like, and not by church videos. And this was before TikTok. This was just strictly Instagram and YouTube. So I started just posting covers. I was posting like covers, and it's crazy because my mom, we watched season 1, and she was like, and it was somebody else that did gospel that was on the 4 on season 1, but she was like, that's a fire show. Like that'd be something, you know, fire to go on. And then they reached out to me. Yeah, they reached out to me. Joshua Hart reached out to me. He had me send like 14 videos in like one night. Some I had to learn some. It's like, yeah, songs I didn't even know.
What was one of the most random songs you had to learn?
What song did I have to learn? I learned Stevie, very superstitious. Yeah. Yeah. So I had to learn that, and I think I was 16, so I didn't know that song. But I'm into, you know,
the chorus, but
right. So I had to learn the first verse, second verse. I mean, first verse, hook, second verse. But I had to do George Sparks, a little bit of everything. I did "Fake Love" by Drake. Yeah, I did that on the acoustic guitar. It's fire. Big Drake fan. Big Drake fan. Big Drake fan. Shout out to yes sir. But yeah, it was just a whole bunch of like song learning, and it was a tedious process though. It was a lot for sure.
That's dope though. I love that you were able, like, pretty much your voice carried you right into your purpose.
Definitely.
Like you didn't need to really do anything but stay consistent and do what you needed to do.
Correct.
So how does that set you up now? Like after the 4, like staying consistent. Like how does that set you up for success afterwards?
The 4 introduced me to a side of artistry that people didn't know yet, and that I was trying to get acquainted with. Because like I say, I was gospel, so people knew me for doing gospel. But when I went on the 4, that was actually my first performance of R&B.
Really?
I had never performed.
It's like it just moved fast for you.
Quick. Like I had never got on the stage and sang any R&B song. Like I did covers at my house, you know, in the comfort of my own space. But as far as like getting on the stage, the first time I did it was in front of Diddy and DJ Khaled.
What?
Right?
Wait. So All right, so you walk me through this. So you backstage. You learning the song, first of all.
Yes.
How were you feeling knowing, like, this is something that was the first time you did it? First of all, you bodied it.
I appreciate it.
You bodied it.
Thank you.
Your voice is chef's kiss.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
If y'all haven't heard him, please go check him out. I just see you live. You killed it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Were you nervous? Like, what was going through your head? Like, usually, like, when artists are singing for, like, somebody that they look up to, like, they'll probably forget the words, or they'll choke, or they'll say some nonsense. Like, how did you keep your composure and, like, get through that?
I feel like I say, as an artist, when you, like, a true artist, and, like, when you truly invested into, like, being an artist, you can do anything. And growing up, that's what it was. Like, for me, it was always like building an artist, not building a gospel singer.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
like
I'm saying?
your voice was already prepared. Kind of from singing in church, already prepared you.
For sure, and I had some little things that was churchy.
Yeah,
you know,
you do
for sure. But with time, you know, I had to like, as I developed as my own artist, and I figured out who I was, and figured out what type of sound, you know, I would bring. It became more, you know, less like that, I would say. But I was always confident. I was always, like I said, my mom, she instilled confidence. Like, you know, we had our thing where she wasn't ready for me to switch, but instilling confidence,
shout
like,
out to Mom.
for sure, like, instilling like this, like, you the one. Nah, shout out to Mom, for sure.
Like that driving energy, because like you said, you weren't nervous. That really does come from your parents.
Yeah.
And like instilling that confidence in you. So when you get in a room with anybody, like you got in a room with Diddy and DJ Khaled, and was out there singing, like you was with Diddy and DJ Khaled, like they walked you in there.
Yeah.
So so I just think it's really inspiring to see that, because a lot of people need that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people need their parents to kind of be like, you know, not right now, but now.
Right.
But don't forget that you're the one.
Right.
You're not the one or the two.
Correct.
What? Okay.
Correct. For sure.
And then following with that, so you were on the 4, you're singing these fire ass covers on Instagram, and now you're a songwriter.
I am.
So talk to me about like the opportunity that you got. I know you were on Chris Brown's song, Catch Your Body.
Yes.
And you were in the song at that. Like, he left you in the song.
Right.
So that's a vibe.
Yes.
And it's Chris Brown. He's an iconic superstar. He's, you know, he's close to all these different people. It seems like you literally just start leveling up.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Right. How far?
You just started leveling up
Yeah.
as the days went by. How was that experience for you to be able to be in the room with people that were superstars and coming in and giving that superstar energy to the point where you were on his song?
So it's crazy how that happened. I had just moved to Atlanta.
What year was this?
2020, July, like mid-pandemic, 2020. Yeah, I moved to Atlanta, and I was working. I was at this camp with Safety Club, and we was just working on songs. And I had got on the mic. This is actually my first time being at a camp. I had never been to a camp.
How did you get to this camp? Like,
so V-Script is who found me on Instagram back in 2020, February 2020.
just like off your singing videos.
So I DM'd him, and I was like, "Yo, let's work." So, but coming off the 4, it gave me the platform. I had the plan, but there was a platform. You know what I'm saying? So coming off the 4, that kind of it allowed people to respect me. You know, like, okay, I see this. This is okay. That's fire, and it was so fresh too. There was 2 years before that. So when we started working mid-pandemic, he was in New Orleans. I was in Little Rock, Arkansas, because that's where I'm from. So I moved here in July, and he took me to my first camp in October of 2020. So when he took me to the camp, I got on the mic, and he was just like, the conversation we had before that, he was like, okay, I need you to start to be like a true artist songwriter. Like, you have to deliver in room. It's like not just at your house.
Right.
Because we was writing, you know, pandemic, you couldn't be in front of people. So once I got there, so we via FaceTime, I know how to cut my own self, so I'm recording my own self. He giving me a line, because he really taught me how to write. Like, I know how to write, but he taught me how, like, structure and just like melody, like all of those things. Like, I had it, but he kind of pieced it together.
That's so fire.
Right? So once we got to the camp, Chris wasn't there. So Chris wasn't at this camp. We was just doing records. And once we did this record, we was like, okay, I got on the mic, and I did the first melody. That was the only melody. It was like, bro, what? And that was my first time getting on mic. And Eric Belling was, yes.
You're not nervous.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm nervous. I was nervous. That was my first scale. I was super nervous. I'm sitting. You know who Eric Bellinger is, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's one of my favorite artists. So that's one of the artists that shaped me as far as like when I started listening to R&B, like really being intentional, and because your sound is truly developed by your influences.
Right.
Eric was one of my biggest influences. So that's my first time meeting him in person too, right? So I walk in, he in there, and it's just a whole bunch of just certified like songwriters, producers, like people in there. They like super credited, So I got on the mic. I did the first melody, and everybody was shook. Like this is it. This is it. This is the one.
How did you feel? Like
I was like, "What's up, man? Come on, like I'm here."
In the studio all the time.
Yeah.
I don't be in my room. Like, wow. So this is kind of like overnight, like an overnight. Hey,
let's do it.
So as y'all know, everybody that's tuning in, this is the Level Up Challenge, and when you hear that noise, that means we're doing another Level Up Challenge. So we're on number 2.
Let's do it.
All right. So this one it's gonna be date, marry, pass.
Okay.
Got 3 beautiful R&B divas.
Okay.
Date, marry, or pass.
Okay, let's do it.
So we have the beautiful Chloe Bailey.
Okay.
We got Qiuntellii.
Okay.
And we got Miss Coco Jones.
Okay.
And we got date, marry, pass.
We got Qiuntellii, Coco Jones,
and Chloe Bailey. Yes.
I'm a pass Danny because that's my dog. That's my dog, man. Danny like that, so that's my dog. Shout out to Danny. I'll date Coco. And I'll probably marry Chloe.
Yeah. And single,
Sure.
so I think they're all single.
I think so.
Wow.
I think so.
Listen, you slide in the DM, so you might work. You never know. It's like, no, I'm just playing. But all right, so that's number 2.
Okay.
And we got our Telly Mafia fan out there. We got one more. If he gets it, you're gonna get a special surprise. You might even get to meet him. You never know. We got a special experience.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's get back into these questions. I wanted to piggyback off of what you were saying as far as like being prepared and maximizing your opportunities. So for like the listeners, what do you have to say about that? Like you literally maximized all of your opportunities, whether it was from singing in church, preparing your voice in church, and making sure you had them fire ass runs.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then not only that, now you're on Instagram. Making these videos, you get somebody to reach out to you to maximize your opportunity that way. And now you're using your platform for being on the floor to maximize your opportunities to be able to be in these rooms.
Yes.
And some people are in the same position that you're in. They're in these positions where like they're in these big rooms, or like they're doing these big maximized things. What advice do you have for them to be able to like utilize their talents, or like to not be scared to do what they got to do and become an artist and be successful?
One of my favorite things to tell people is just do it scared. I just do it scared because I don't think there's any time that you'll just be ready.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any time where you can just be like, okay, I'm 100% ready. Like the stars are aligned. This is perfect. My body is perfect. Everything, like I feel like there's no such thing as, I feel like you just have to do the work. Do the work, meaning even if it's like, okay, me going on the floor, me being able to get on there and perform to that extent, it came from being at church, and it came from like being up to 3 o'clock in the morning rehearsing, for smaller events, because the small events are what's going to take you to these larger, these larger platforms, these larger rooms, like whatever you do, whether you're a producer, treating the small events and the small, wins as if they, big wins. So I would say just do the work. That's how you. Because I feel like preparation is what sometimes, a lot of times, you can still be nervous, but generally it kills the nerves.
Yeah.
For me, I don't get nervous. I just have, like, I be ready to get on the stage. Like if I'm going to perform, I'm like, okay, are you nervous? No. I'm having a good time. I'm just here. I'm ready to do what I love to do, what I came to do. You know what I'm saying? And generally, for me to have that level of confidence is because I do the work, too.
And when I saw you singing live, I was wondering, like, because I was like, oh, it's a nice little vibe here. Like, he's putting himself out there. Like, you literally did. Your voice is is top notch. Like I can't stress that enough. I would have you singing, but it's okay. I ain't gonna do it to you. But but we are gonna get into Open Letter.
Okay.
That's your new single. It's fire. It's raw. It's honest. You're kind of pouring your heart out and also breaking up with somebody.
yeah.
So we're gonna get into these lyrics.
Right, let's do it.
You said block me on everything.
Yes, block me on everything, please.
Why?
Because I feel like I don't want to see. It's a few things that goes into that. So if I'm saying block me on everything, I'm coming from a place of like we over. Like you couldn't act right for me. Like I don't want to see you act right for nobody else. Like I don't want to see none of that. You can block me.
It's not petty.
You know what I'm saying? And don't be trying to retweet stuff so I can see. You know what I'm saying? Like don't be. I don't want to see none of that.
Said I'm in Atlanta. I'm in your city.
Come on.
I don't care.
I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You know I'm gonna watch your story, so you posting the little Atlanta tag. I don't want to see that. Like I don't want to see you posting 2 shoes or a cup like you out it. You know, people be slick. I don't want to like stop trying to play mind games. I don't want to see none of that. I'm cool. Like leave me be. You do you and I'ma do me.
So you the petty type? Like are you the type where it's like I'm blocking you, or are you able to get through a breakup without being like on that type of time? Or have you ever been like, I'm just walk away? Or is it like, I'm walking away and I'm blocking you? Block me. Matter of fact, go to your settings. Block me.
Yeah. I just gotta be done. Like, cause I got a big heart.
You ain't spinning the block.
Ooh. I do spin the block sometimes.
You spin the block?
I spin the block sometimes.
See, sometimes you.
But not.
What makes you spin the block?
Huh?
What makes you spin the block? I said, huh?
So you know what? It may not be me.
I miss you.
You know what? It could be that. It may not be me spinning the block for a relationship. You know, like we may have a mutual understanding of something we try. You know, a mutual exchange.
If it wasn't that deep, they ain't really like. Okay, so what's the deal breaker? Like, what's something that you're not like? I'm not spinning the block for you.
If you cheat, it's over with.
What's cheating?
If you,
it's a big world out there. Like, what is cheating? For me, like anything, I'm here with you.
So I say, okay, I'm gonna just leave it broad. Don't do nothing you wouldn't want me to do. I would say if you have to question if this is okay, I'm cool.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it's definitely worth being like, I'm cool off that.
For real, because I just right, because I don't put me in a position where I gotta act out, because I don't want to act out, because that's not my character. So if you put me in a position to get out of character, because I'm really chill, I'm real laid back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Seem like it. You seem like you're not really like making somebody do nonsense.
No. I'm not that type of guy. So if a person puts me in a position, because I don't keep people around me that put me in positions to where I gotta act out or get out of my body or act that act like not telling. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm chill. So if you put me in that place, then I'm cool.
I love that.
I don't do that.
We need more of the vibes. We don't need the back and forth.
No.
But from a man's perspective, see, for women, we always hear like, oh, what are we going through when we're going through a breakup? How do we feel about going through breakups? How do you think men, or you as a man, not speaking for all of them, but pretty much, how do y'all deal with like this heartbreak and stuff? Like y'all really be going, like, are you going through it?
Yeah, be going through it.
I'm going out. Fuck that.
No,
I'm going
for
out.
sure.
I ain't talking to you. You better not text me.
That's
but then be on her story later in the night.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna be honest, for sure. I say this: most majority of men, they want to go out. We just gonna go out. We gonna see what the next vibe is. Let's, we gonna have a fun night. And typically it doesn't help.
It doesn't.
In the long run, like you gonna feel it. If you you meet somebody at the club or wherever you meet somebody, like pull up. You think this temporary exchange is going to heal your heart? Nah. You gotta do the work, brother. You just gotta focus on yourself. Get in your bag and go to therapy too. I'm big on that. Yeah, go to therapy because a lot of times, for sure.
So I've done like literally like 2 therapy sessions, but they worked for me at least to be able to be honest, so that way you don't gotta go vent to somebody and say some shit that you don't really mean, or like going to somebody who got some other stuff going on and don't need to hear that.
Right.
So definitely
therapy.
Sure.
Therapy.
It's okay. It's healthy. It's okay to go to therapy. It's okay to get your mind right. Okay.
Yes, for sure.
But Speaking of you saying you're talking about a healing journey, one of your fans in your comments, they were saying how you helped them on their healing journey, and you're like helping them into this like healing era with the Open Letter song. And I don't know if they meant that like they're healing from like the toxicity or whatnot, but either way, you're really touching your fans.
Yes.
You're really making them feel loved. You're making them feel seen. You're being vulnerable for them. So what is it like to know that you have fans out there that are riding for you, the way that they're riding for you?
Right.
And then my other question is, does it make making music easier?
Okay, first question, it feels amazing because I always want to write from a place, I want to write life. As a songwriter, like you don't want to get too caught up in just being a songwriter. Right. When I say that, I mean, I'm coming from a place of just, okay, I'm looking for a hit. Yeah. You know, because I feel like in today's climate, you have more artists that have a niche and they have a perspective that connect with a certain group of people, not from a hit. You know, it's bodies of work, you know, that actually just connect. So I say it feels amazing to know that I have my fans out there, my supporters that really connect with my story, you know, and just what I deal with. Because I feel like every song an artist put out is like an update on life in a sense. Pretty much, yeah. You know, so
especially
it's like,
when it's true, when you're writing it from something that you're actually going through.
Right. So it feels amazing to know that they really connect and they receive, you know, just my heart, you know, my transparency, you know. And second question?
Does it make writing easier?
Oh, definitely.
Like, does it make it more, you know, you get more creative, or you're like, yo, I really got this fan base that's really writing for me right now. Like, shout out to Qiuntellii Mafia.
Yeah, shout out to the Mafia for sure.
Shout out to y'all. Y'all really be holding it down. They be in my DMs flooding like, oh my God, Qiuntellii coming.
That's fine.
Ask me to be single.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, so how did Qiuntellii Mafia actually come about? Like, who came up with that?
I came up with that. And I was on live one day and I was just like, dang, I gotta find something to call my supporters. And I was actually on live talking to them. I'm like, what y'all think about the Qiuntellii Mafia? And they was like, oh, that's fire.
Oh, that's dope.
He love it. So I was like, we gonna roll with that.
I love that you connect with your fans in that way.
Definitely. I like to have that input because I feel like now we in a day and age where everybody has an opinion. Yeah,
that's true. You know, and I think being connected with your fans makes it better. Like, when you have these, especially with the types of songs that you sing, like people are really in their feelings about this. So to be able to like connect with them and like look at them while you're performing, or like send them DMs or be on live with them, that's fire. Yeah, I like that. I want my favorite artists to be, you know what I'm saying, like connected with me and talking to me.
Right, for sure.
But let's get into some advice that you have for upcoming artists. Like, what would you tell an upcoming artist? I know you said as far as like putting your faith over your fear and like just going forward, but like like you have such a unique process though at the same time. Like this wasn't really something that you kind of planned. But what advice do you have for people that are coming up in the music industry that want to be like Qiuntellii?
I would say number one, this is it's a treacherous like industry. I would say, so the number one first, I would say keep God first. That's the first thing for sure. Like let him lead you in every room, every step you take. But advice as an upcoming artist, I would say find and study. I would say study the game first. Study the game, because know your why. You know, like why are you doing this? Like is there a purpose in this? Right. You know, like what are you doing this for? Who are you trying to connect to? And I would say be a networker. Talk, get out there, don't be scared. Send that DM to that producer, send that DM to that manager, send that DM to that songwriter, to that artist, because you never know. Some people are truly nice and they give you an opportunity. You know, and maximize that opportunity.
Absolutely.
You ask for it, be ready for it. You know. Stay
ready. That's one thing I've learned. I had this saying a couple years ago that I feel like just kind of came upon me. It was you're gonna meet yourself where you're at, and when you get there, you better be ready. Yeah. Like you're gonna walk into that room. You're gonna have that opportunity. Sure. But when you get there, are you gonna be ready? You're gonna be scared. You're gonna be unprepared. You're gonna be asking too many questions. So I love that. I really love that you're on this journey the way that you're on it. Yes. I love your confidence. And shout out to Qiuntellii Mafia. Anybody that has any questions, make sure y'all hop in the DMs and ask me. Hop in our comments. This is the third one. Let's do it. So we got leveling up. Y'all know what that sound means. This means we're doing our leveling up challenge. This is our last one for Qiuntellii. Okay. And Qiuntellii Mafia has an opportunity to win an experience with you. Okay. Okay. So last one is: would you rather $100,000 prize, like it's right there, here, This is yours.
Okay,
You
I'm
can take
taking
this.
it. Okay.
Or would you rather to have dinner with Diddy? Why? For each. So $100,000 prize.
Oh, I'm taking
or dinner with Diddy.
Yeah, $100,000 for
Why?
sure. Because I think it's things that I want to invest in, you know, and I just invest in, but I think I can do more with $100,000.
Nice.
Like, you know, and I met Diddy too.
I was gonna say that too.
I met
I'm like,
Diddy.
you already had your opportunity. I feel like you maximized that opportunity,
For sure.
and then like you can take this $100,000 and go hang out.
Shout out to Diddy though. Yeah, shout out to Diddy.
Shout out to Diddy.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Force. Shout out to Diddy.
Yes.
We rocks
yes.
with y'all.
For sure. For sure.
Okay, so tell me something about yourself that Telly Mafia will want to know that you don't think that they would know about you, like some random fact, like what's your hobby? What could you?
I do yoga.
You do yoga?
I do yoga. Yeah, I do yoga. It's this guy. His name is Joe Johnson. He used to play for the Atlanta Hawks, but he from my city. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, and he's from
Little Rock, Arkansas. This is
yeah. I'm from the
He's from Little Rock, Arkansas. Shout out to Little Rock, Arkansas.
For sure. Shout out to my city. Shout out to my city. But Joe Johnson is he's from Little Rock, Arkansas, and he used to play for Atlanta Hawks, but he still lives here in Atlanta, and he does yoga. That's kind of like his new venture.
Yeah.
And I go to yoga with him. It's fire.
That's dope.
And it helps. Yes, like hot yoga. It's fire.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hot yoga.
Hot yoga. Yes.
I haven't done that before.
It's fire.
Ooh, you should do a hot yoga class.
That would be fire.
That would be fire.
That
Have
would
your
be
music
fire.
in the background.
Right.
Have all your fans in there with you.
I be tired.
Really?
Oh yes.
Do you be like, ooh, I haven't done no type of yoga in a minute. What type of poses y'all be doing? Like the
on your back, like standing up, like it's really balanced.
Yeah.
It's really balanced and really just because I'm not a stretcher. I don't stretch. Like when I go hoop, and I know I need to stop, but when I go hoop,
oh, you go hooping without stretching? Come on now.
I do. I know. I mean,
come on now.
I gotta do better.
Even I know this. I don't even play basketball.
I know. I gotta do better. But when I hoop, I don't even stretch. I just get straight to it. But this yoga is helping me though. Yeah. It's helping me.
I think it helps you kind of be more clear in this industry, the way that it's built, and the things that you know you're gonna kind of be involving yourself in. It helps you to kind of stay grounded.
Yes.
Mentally.
Yes. Definitely.
I love that.
And me being, I'm an overthinker too. I'm an overthinker, and it helps just calms my mind. Yeah,
kick that confidence right back in there.
Yes, for sure.
So I love that. So he does yoga.
I do
That's
yoga.
dope. That's very unique. It's
Sure.
That's a unique situation right there.
Definitely.
Something that Telly Mafia probably didn't know.
Yeah.
So there you go. So tell me what you have coming up next, Telly. You got like an EP dropping. What's new single?
Yes.
Tell me what you got going on.
So I got a new single coming up in June, and it's called DOL. Actually, I have two. One called DOL, and I have one. I told you Eric Bellinger is one of my favorite artists. He shaped me. I got a song dropping with him called Talk to Me.
Come on now.
Yeah, on the second half of June. So I'm excited.
You got what's DOL stand for?
Designer over love.
Designer over love.
Yes.
What's that song gonna be? What you telling them? What you telling your fans with that one?
I'm talking about how a girl, she rather have design over love. Like she don't want nothing, like I don't want no relations, just with their back talking about.
So you gotta move a little different now.
Right, and I feel like that's where society is too. With Instagram and just like these social media relationships, and people be brainwashed with what they expect out of men today and women today. So, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Design over love, for sure.
I love to hear it. Well, I'm super excited for you, for everything that you have going on, everything that you got coming up. Let everybody know where they can find you. Let everybody know what you got going on. So,
you can find me on all my socials. It's Qiuntellii. That's Qiuntellii. That's Qiuntellii. And that's on everything: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, wherever you're trying to find me. If you follow that, you will find me there. So
make sure I go follow Qiuntellii on all his socials. How did you get the name Qiuntellii? Because I did read something about that too. It's kind of fire.
Yeah, so my name is Quentin Ellis. That's my government.
Quentin Ellis.
It's a funny story. So when I was in like 6th grade, that's when I first got my Instagram. LeBron James is my favorite basketball player, right? And my mama used to put me in when she used to dress me when I was in like elementary. She used to put me in bow ties. So I know.
Did you like that?
Yeah, it was cool because I had to wear it too when I did Broadway too. So
yeah, okay.
It was cool.
It wasn't trying to like.
Yeah, no, it was fly. It was fly at the time. I used to have little Argyle socks on.
I know that's
It was fly. I had the little WAP. It was fly.
I did see that.
It was fly. It was fly.
No, shout out to you. You was fly. You was fly.
But yeah. So my mom was like, "You need to change your Instagram because my Instagram name was bowtiegame_6."
Oh, you was going hard.
I was going hard for
Bowtie game.
Bowtie game. Yes, Bowtie game with LeBron James. This is when he played for the Heat, so I was number 6. And my mom was like, "You need to change your name." So she changed it. She said, "What if you put your first name, the first half of your first name, and your last name, take the S off, put together, so it became Qiuntellii." And I just switched the IU around and added another I. Dropped the S, yeah. So this is how Qiuntellii came around.
Shout out to your mom, bro.
Shout out to my Dre, for sure.
Shout out to your mom. She really held it down for you. That's
For
so
sure,
beautiful.
for sure.
Well, I really appreciated you coming. Sky Level Media, Next Level Podcast. It's season 3, y'all. We're coming back so much harder this time. I'm so excited to see what we have in store. Thank you, Qiuntellii, for coming to the Sky Lounge. I hope to see you again.
Yes, you will.
Yes. Make sure y'all go follow us on all social platforms. You can follow me at Ebony Francis, Ebony with a Y, Francis with an I, on IG. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And as always, this is Next Level Podcast. We coming with the biggest vibes, and you know whenever I'm in the room, we finna link up and have a good time. Thank you.